This isn't just about me.
It's not just about me.
Or me.
This is about you and me.
This is about us.
This is about everyone we connect with.
Everyone who makes our club.
Everyone who makes our community.
This is about celebrating what makes every one of us different.
Because that's what makes us united.
United as one.
United as one.
United as one.
To welcome my guest tonight, Mr. Warren Barton. How are you, Warren?
I'm very well, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Very much thanks for coming on tonight.
Absolute
much
pleasure.
Appreciated.
Yeah. I heard you doing a marathon, my friend. I heard you doing a marathon, so well done.
Yeah, I've done 6 hours so far.
Oh, that ain't a marathon. That's a sprint. That's a walk in the park. So we're
another 6 hours to go.
Good man, good man. You better get plenty of coffee inside you. But good to speak to you anyway.
Plenty. I mean, as I said, I'm doing it for the food bank. What I'm trying to do is raise £150. I wasn't asking a lot because obviously other people are struggling as well. Not everyone can give, but if anyone can give, just a small part of maybe your pocket change, please do. My link is in my pinned tweet and also on my description on my stream on YouTube. Just want to start there. Your time at Wimbledon, Warren, with the Crazy Gang, that they were lovingly known as the Crazy Gang. How was your time there? And, how much did you enjoy playing with the players you played with?
Oh, it's magnificent. I'd spent time playing non-league and lower league football with Maidstone. And at a young age, being told you're too small, you're not going to make it. And then getting into the Premier League or Division 1 at the time with Wimbledon was probably the ideal team. There was very much that togetherness. We stick together, we fight together, we play together, we win, lose or draw together. And to play with the likes of someone like a Vinnie Jones or John Fashion, who are big characters, big personalities. But we had some obviously very good players as well. People like Keith Curl, Terry Phelan that played at international level. People like John Scales went off to Liverpool, Dean Holsworth, Robbie L played in the World Cup for Jamaica. So, there was surrounded with some good players, but good people as well. And it's a good learning ground for me to come out of the lower leagues and play for a team like Wimbledon. And when we was there, finishing in the top 10 every season was for Wimbledon was a good opportunity. And then it gave you the opportunity to be looked at international level and obviously bigger clubs that come along. But it was great. I mean, the Crazy Gang, you've heard a lot about the tests that they give you and, see if you bite back by burning your clothes, slashing your tyres. It's all true, and that was part of it. Whether you was John Hartson that come for a record fee from West Ham and come.
So yeah, just a little snippet from last night's show with Warren Barton. I'll say again, thanks for coming on, Warren. Talking to Warren, how much he loved his time. His time of playing. He loved his move to Wimbledon. Enjoyed his time there. Worked with some good players. Working with a tight knit players as well. Players that actually wanted to play the football and to play for the team. Then he got his move to Newcastle. In my eyes, a great signing by Newcastle. He was someone that we needed to get in at the time. Unfortunately, we had to make way for move Venison away from that side. But Venison was a good player, and he gladly moved to the centre of the midfield. Went alongside the likes of Robert Lee, Lee Clark did very well. Paul Bracewell as well. So around the time when Warren come in, we were looking at a team that was going to challenge for titles, going to challenge for cups, which we're not doing now. I know it's sad we keep coming back to this, but that's the way it is. Are we going to see players like that come to our club again? Maybe in the future. Maybe when Mike Ashley finally leaves. Is there any players out there that we could technically sign at the moment to make a big difference to our team? Maybe for not a lot of money. There must be some players out there, maybe players out of contract soon. There's normally around this time that there is a lot of players who are and ahhing over the contracts, whether to take them or to move on and to go to pastures new. Is there any of them out there that would jump at move to St James's? We can see comments today. Jolly talk. Can't get rid of you, son, can I? Yeah. You're right, mate. How are you? Yeah. If you want to jump in, Stephen, can do. I'll send you a link. There's no problem. I had Sean on this afternoon. We had a good chat, good chin wag. If you want to come on, talk about whatever you like. If you want to have a rant about Bruce, I noticed there's a game on tonight. If you're watching along, watch along with the game. Is it Spurs and Sheffield United? Fulham, one of the two. So if you want to watch along, we can do. Yeah.
He was really in the mood today because
not really. Stop swearing on my stream.
It's true though.
I mean, Sean will tell you off. Be careful. Sean will tell you off for swearing.
And he moved to the top of the leaderboard in the fifth.
Yeah, Fulham Spurs. Yeah, yeah. No problem. I'll send you a link. Just give me 2 seconds.
Send me a link.
He is feeling it.
I have lots of
How do you do? He will have that for the solo league.
No.
DeChambeau, another under par for the day, another under par score. Could have been better though. He's sitting even closer though on 15, and this was to end up an easy birdie for the big hitter.
Who are we against?
And he does hit it a country mile.
Look at my pretty feet.
This is a shot that some of you at home may be familiar with, courtesy of Rose.
Unexpected.
The dreaded shake.
It's a wackadoodle.
How did he end up there? Tyrrell Hatton looked in danger of missing the cut. 6 bogeys and he's up in 13. Hatton's known for his...
that is terrible.
Well, short temper, if you like, the course. He wasn't happy with that one. Says himself, high standards. Whoops. Not happy. Not happy. Big one on Sunday, isn't it? We may as well look ahead to it now because it's a Manchester derby. And it's live on Sky Sports. The rivals, closest rivals, of course. First and second in the table get into this. They find themselves in contrasting form. City at 121 on the trot. United played out their third goalless draw in a row last night against Palace. Marcus Rashford was involved in a heated exchange with Harry Maguire at Selhurst Park. But United's record goal scorer Wayne Rooney says this is nothing really out of the ordinary. This was the incident.
Well, may need to do, guys. I might move this upstairs. So sat at my normal spot. Only did it on here this afternoon. Sitting on that chair for that long was just killing my my backside, to be honest with you. So I did it down here for a bit more comfort, but I will be moving back to my normal spot.
Demand high standards of each other, which I'm sure that's what
we still
the United lads were doing. But yeah, it's obviously a big game.
Did I put it in the wrong place?
And Man United, I'm sure, will be looking for the reaction to the result last night.
Yeah. Former United defender Viv Anderson is hopeful that the deep-rooted rivalry between the two Manchester clubs.
Need this fella back as quickly as possible.
Need to go back.
Alan St Maximin. You know, he's a player that brings us forward, brings us a bit of tenacity. He just needs to find that right pass
Keeping clean sheets themselves. Need to get rid of Bruce. Apparently, he may be getting sacked soon. We can all hope. Right, Stephen?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Oh, knackered, mate, knackered.
You look it.
Oh, it's been a long day, but all for a good cause, mate.
Yeah. How's it going now? How much you raised?
£130. I've had a couple of others this morning, this afternoon. So £130 so far. I was only asking 150. Yeah, I was only asking 150, but 130. Done well so far. We'll see what we can get up to tonight and tomorrow. Then we can start doing the raffles for the Mother's Day basket and the shirt of your choice as well, which I've also thrown in.
So I win them all back.
So how did you feel yesterday about your rant?
So I always feel better when I've had a rant about Newcastle, to be honest. It's cleansing in a way. I did a video this morning with Kev Big Tone Chat. I did a video with him this morning talking about the whole situation, what it's going to leave us in. I mean, can't believe he's sticking by him, to be honest. After all this has gone on, there's too much in it to be false. Now, I wouldn't think Craig Hope would put out an article like that if it wasn't announced the truth in it. He wouldn't go to all that trouble with his sources, asking his sources what's been going on just for the print lies. I suspect there's a lot of truth in it. What do you think?
Well, he's the same person that went up to Bruce, wasn't it, and said that he'd had a bust up with St Maximin.
Yeah.
So, I take a lot of things with a pinch of salt, but yeah, it's all over Sky Sports, it's all over BBC News, it's all over everywhere. So it can't be something that's wrong. It's just a bad time to be. A Newcastle support at the minute, we're just being taken for mugs as fans. I mean, I said this morning on the stream earlier that we get no communication from the club at all. I mean, we had Charlie come out one time and say, we understand you as fans want clarity, you want, something from the club more often. We will strive to do that. But since then, what have we had? We've had nothing.
There's nothing, no, yeah. Really sad state of affairs when they promise you they'll communicate more with the fans, update people what's going to go on, and it's just nothing of the sort. Just a dead rotten club to me.
Yeah, it's just not good enough from a Premier League club, is it? Sorry, mate, I'm just going to move this upstairs.
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, it's getting a bit dark down here, isn't it?
It's probably light on.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing you can't see me. Yeah, I was supposed to have Lily helping me today, but yeah, she's had to go into work early, so
all right.
I've had to jump off every now and again just to give myself a bit of break from
when you can do that stint that long for 24 hours straight, you're knackered. You look tired now. You could just go to bed now, couldn't you? Yeah. Yes.
I've done over 16 hours, I think now.
Wow. And it's all for a good cause. You're putting yourself through all this to raise money for the food bank.
Oh yeah, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. But it's trying to keep everything going and keeping new news, and you can't do that over 24 hours, unfortunately.
No, you can't.
But with Steve Bruce, he has to go. I've been reading a few articles off the internet saying that there's some people
don't think he's going to be sacked soon because he's just lost the dressing room now, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's definitely lost the dressing room. I don't buy all this that he's staying loyal to him, and I just don't buy that at all. They aren't loyal to him, they're against him, and just being swept under the carpet like nothing ever happened. It just all stinks to me. There's so much.
He's come out and apologised apparently, but I think that's about it. If he wants to stay loyal, he can stay loyal to the club. That's fine. You know, he's that type of man. But to stay loyal to a manager is a different thing.
I don't see why he had to apologise. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't Matt Ritchie's fault. He shouldn't have had to apologise. Should have had that gutless coward come out and say, I've had crosswords with Matt Ritchie. I mean, we've made up, and hopefully we can move on together. Something like that. But he hasn't said a word, has he? It's come down to the most senior player at the club, Matt Ritchie, who's one of the most passionate players I've ever seen play for Newcastle. And have a manager like him who's singling players out, throwing players under the bus. And like I said, must have said to you last night, why you don't single players out, you don't throw your players under the bus. It's a team effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a sin. You don't do that to your team. Criticising Dubravka for not saving the shot, Lewis for not stopping the cross, Joe Linton for not scoring that hard chance. I thought absolutely shocking management of him. And Shelby just thinks the sun shines out of his arse. He does, honestly, he does. He just thinks the sun shines out of his arse and he can do no wrong. But he didn't like double trading sessions under Rafa. He hated it. He was tired all the time as well, and he likes getting days off under the bus. Look, we've had about 3 days off when we should be getting mentally prepared for West Brom and getting up for that game. 3 days off. Should be getting them in all week, getting them fired up and ready to get a win against West Brom. Not having 3 days off. If you were safe in the Premier League, then yes, you aren't going to get relegated. You're safe. You got a good points haul. By all means, have a few days off, recharge your batteries, but not when you're fighting for your life.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to go. I mean, he just boils my blood. I hate the man.
Well, what does people like Agnew and Clements doing at the moment? I don't see them doing a lot either.
Well, they just do the same as what Steve Bruce does every match. Stand there looking with blank expressions on the face. Occasionally look out onto the pitch with some sort of concern. Yet you always see Graham Jones stood there at the touchline, bellowing barking orders out towards the team where he should be, what's going to happen, all this, that and the other. What them three should have paid to do to the club. And 3 of them stood there, hands in their pockets with another idea of what they're doing. Graham Jones brought in. He's done a lot more for that team, and however long he's been there, than them 3 jokers in 19, 20 months.
Hmm. I mean, if you get rid of Bruce, would you get rid of them too as well? And could they bring in a couple of other coaches for Graham Jones?
I don't say what them 2 bring to Newcastle myself. I would, if Bruce is to go, his whole team goes. Agnew and Clements. And like you say, if Graham Jones needs a bit of help, then maybe he should try and bring his own men in. Don't be stuck with Bruce's lot. Because if he's left with Bruce's lot, they aren't going to offer much in advice to him, I don't think. Yeah, I say if Bruce goes, they all go for me. That's me being brutally honest on that situation.
Yeah, it's just sad. I mean, the only thing is, it's going to be disruptive if we did that as well. But I agree, Bruce needs to go completely. But unfortunately, now at the moment, it's going to be disruptive as well.
Yeah, it's disruptive already. I mean, if it is true, and I sincerely hope it is true, about this training ground bust up and all this kind of stuff going on, then it's bound to have an effect on the players that they're saying the manager and one of the most senior players have a bust up on the pitch in the training ground. And they won't want to say that. You want to get on with trying to get wins and get to safety. It probably have a detrimental effect on the confidence. But being the professionals they are, should put that at the back of the minds and get on with the match itself. Go to a different total mindset.
Yeah.
Put that to the back of the minds. What's gone on's gone on. Move on with life, I would say.
Yeah. Also been reading about the PIF. Why am I getting? I wasn't getting feedback. Does it sound like it's getting feedback to you?
No.
Strange. We'll carry on. What was I saying? Yeah, PIF coming back to the table as long as Ashley can get this all sorted. And I think what they're doing now is trying to push him to get it sorted now.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone on too long. All this debacle's gone on far too long now. I think we just need either definitive yes or definitive no answer. Us fans need to move on. I mean, some believe it still happened, some believe it'll never happen. It's gone, move on. But some of us just need that seed in front of us that it's off, it's totally off, or it's on and it'll get done whenever. But up until then, it's still going to leave fans divided whether he's still wanting the club or not. I mean, if they go down, that'll have
unfortunately, yeah,
it'll have a effect on the price. I mean, Ashley can't really ask for 350 million when it was being relegated to the Championship. It's going to at least knock 80 to 100 million off easy. That's being generous. That sort of amount, you would think.
But I also think this with the Inter Milan, the news coming out, and it's coming out of Italy as well, it's probably them. It is them saying, look, if this isn't done very soon, we can just move along. We can just go and buy Inter Milan.
They've been that one thing you can say about this PIF, they've been very patient.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't thrown a tie out of the Prem in a sense. They've always maintained like a watch and brief. They've always been involved in it. They've always come out and said, "Oh, we'll still be interested, even if as long as it takes." They were saying, but you can't wait forever. Just like that decision we're waiting for, you can't wait forever and all for a decision. But that's like a little warning sign that if you don't get stuff done soon enough, they'll walk away, which you can only hope it doesn't happen, but you can understand if it does.
I mean, they are an investment vehicle. So, of course, they want to invest into sport now. They want to invest into Newcastle. Unfortunately, the Premier League is screwing that up, and also being Sports Qatar. Hopefully all this, going on in the background with Qatar can only help things. We don't know. But I'm like everyone else at the moment. I'm just going to wait until Amanda Staveley and the Rubens are in the middle of the St James's Park waving the flags and the scarves,
Be a momentous day if that happens.
We'd all be happy again.
Would they? We deserve it.
We promise we'll be a happy fan base again. We promise.
You still get you get the odd idiot wouldn't be happy though. That's just
I still think they'd be happy because they'd get the club back and enjoy going to supporting their club again. They may not be happy with who he wants, but oh well.
My match reviews would be a lot better than calling Dave Bruce nearly every match review preview I do.
It feels like that to me at the moment.
You feel like you repeat yourself all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah. especially the last couple of days. That's why it was so nice. That's why it was so nice to speak to Warren, because it was just something else. You know, that's why I liked Wimbledon and his England times, and you know,
it's very fascinating to watch. Like I said, I watched when his interview came on with him, and when Holly was on as well. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. He just listened to his tales of his career and how different moves came about, how he was going to go to Newcastle and all this. It was very fascinating, and he still holds the club in high regard. He still would love to be back there, wouldn't he? Even though he's been left the club for a number of years, he still loves the club just as much as us fans love the club.
Yeah, we will always be a loyal fan base. It's just very hard at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, with all this going on with Bruce and Richie, you just hope they can. Yeah, it's with all this going on, this spat they've had, it's just doesn't do nothing for the fan base, doesn't do nothing for the players, and does nothing for the club either. You want positivity, and you never seem to get positivity at Newcastle. It's always negativity. Takeover on off. Fans wanting Bruce out. The performances aren't great. Players out injured for a number of weeks. It's just an endless cycle all the time with negative news.
Yeah, I brought this up earlier, Steve. I don't know if you saw it with the most days at the top. If you look at the list there, most of these teams have passed us, or not even in the Premier League anymore, really.
360 days on top. That's for Newcastle. Man U, 2,294. Wow. Man City's only spent 301 days at the top. God.
Yeah. So if you look at that, really, we are a top 4 club.
yeah. When the Everton's up there, to win the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
what's gone wrong?
What?
What's gone wrong?
A lot. It just been poorly managed. Been Freddie Shepherd selling the club to that parasite. That's the first problem. Hiring different managers, Joe Canea. It just been a downhill slide for a number of years, and you think you're getting out the other side with better performances, better players, better manager with Rafa. It just goes back down the other side again with Bruce. Performances, criticising players, takeover on, takeover off. We're looking for the next upside, which whenever that will be, I don't know. Probably if we avoid relegation, that'll be another upside. Then go down the other side again in the summer.
Yeah, it's. I think we've become a joke club, and I think a lot of the other fans in the league just laugh at us because, you know, I think really as a fan base and possibly as a club, we've hit rock bottom. We can't get any further down, I don't think. Well, you can get further down the league, be even worse, but I think we've just hit rock bottom now.
Yeah, that's you're 100% right there, Dom. I mean, you can't get away. Our confidence and morale can't get any lower at the moment. We've constantly been fighting with each other on Twitter, turning against each other. People don't like our opinions versus others. People getting trolled online. I mean, if you did that in the street, what would you do? If you're getting trolled by people online, you would do something about it, wouldn't you? You'd go and knock the lights out. But you can't exactly do that online. You have to click that big block button to block all the hateful comments out. It's the way it is, and if a takeover was to happen, then I'm confident it would be a lot better than what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, you've got people on these platforms who, you know, I keep saying I don't think it's only a problem because everyone's so bored and they're so fed up. This is why people, are doing this, but find another hobby. Go for a walk instead of sending nasty tweets.
Oh yeah, like I say, I've been on the receiving end of stuff like that in the past, and it isn't good. You have to try and learn to get on with it. I know it's hard, and you get messages of support from people that saying ignore them, block them, but sometimes it's hard to ignore them with what they're saying about you. You take it to heart when you shouldn't do, but it can be a nice place at times, Twitter, and then at the same time it can be a horrible place with some nasty people on behind keyboards with no profile picture.
Just an unknown. I mean, obviously they've got to realise that when you send out a tweet, your IP address is pinned to that tweet, really.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't seem to realise that, though. As long as you're giving somebody abuse, then they aren't bothered at it. It's a very sad state of affairs when you do social media. It's always a cesspit at times with people not agreeing with your opinion. You agree with other people's opinion, you get called yourself. It's just a vicious circle, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately so. Honestly, my head's gone. Looking at other platforms as well, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got Snapchat. They're all as bad as each other. So I don't think there's any platform you can run away from, really.
No, but I don't really bother with Snapchat. I don't really get it. I'm probably I'm that sort of age now where I just can't be honest with Snapchat. I think I've downloaded it 3 times to try and get used to it. Now I don't get it whatsoever. I have Instagrams to do for me photography, to show people me photography photos I do at times, because I do that as a sideline as well. Just a bit of hobby and going out for a walk, a bit of photography, because I like doing that. I've got my digital camera with me, so I can just snap away. That's all I use Instagram for. I don't use it for taking pictures of myself, pictures I say, or anything like that. I just use it for me photography, and I think that's just the best way to use it. If you've got a sideline like that, that's just your best asset to use. Just try and get your stuff out there and see what people think of it.
Have you been taking pictures of bread?
No, not like Dick DeMarco. He's got one of them fancy iPhones. I don't. I've got an Android. I mean, with all them tweets he did, I'm sure he got fans licking their lips, thinking it was close. 80, 10, 10. Yeah, I think he's known what he's been doing on with these bread tweets, these brown nail tweets, these stuff in the background tweets that significant black and white zebras and all this kind of stuff. It's
boggles your mind, doesn't it? I mean, he obviously knows because he gets tweets back, and he must enjoy reading the tweets as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've quoted a few of his tweets myself when I've seen something like that. It looks quite promising for the takeover. And then for the bread, the parrots, the black and white, the zebras. Now when I've said it, I just laugh and said, well, he's having a laugh at you, like. You don't necessarily think there's anything in it. I think he's just subliminally telling fans things are still on track without ever trying to jeopardise the arbitration case he's got against the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah. But at the moment, I was talking to Holly earlier on over the chat, and we were on about having salary caps in the Premier League. I think, to be honest with you, players are being paid too much, and especially crap ones that we have. Yeah,
you would agree with Joe Linton, what he's on about 80 grand a week or something, isn't he? 80 grand a week. Does deserve 80 quid where he plays. That's being generous, and he ain't worth 40 million. He's worth about 40p. That's being generous as well. I think in the summer we should cut our losses and get shot of him because he's never going to cut it at the club. Take a hit on him. Bad investment. I think Hoffenheim were laughing all the way to the bank when we signed Joe Linton for 40 million. I think there's some dodgy going on there for 40 million. Newcastle never pay 40 million for a striker like that.
I don't think. Well, it's the only time I've ever paid 40 million for anything, really.
I know with you say these big numbers banded about 40 million, 50 million. He's not going to Newcastle. Mike Ashley wouldn't spend that bloody much on a player. But you have to tell yourself, Sam Maximan cost 40 million and Joe Linton cost about 16. Because you can say the difference in play with Sam Maximan, what you get. I think he only cost 16.5. Sam Maximan, I think that's been a bargain myself. Like for what he's done since he signed for Newcastle, visiting the food bank in his first few weeks at the club, with a shirt he had to give to them. He's always been a nice bloke on Twitter, on and off the pitch when fans were allowed in. Has nice exchanges, puts nice stuff on his Instagram. He's just all round nice bloke. He's with his kids. You say on Instagram with these pictures of his kids playing in the little motorised cars. He's just like an all round nice bloke. And for Patrick Vieira, but he was a nice manager to say he's got issues with him. He can be a bit late. His attitude's not right in the game. But I don't. With the odd fine he's got at Newcastle, probably that's the sort of man he is. He's like our French maverick, and I'd like to keep him that way. Cause you know what you get with San Maximan. I would love to have had him for West Brom on Sundays. I think he would have terrorised the West Brom back line and got us at least a couple of goals in the bargain.
Yeah, and also I was on about, not just salary caps, but maybe transfer caps as well. We're starting to pay silly money for players that, are not very good themselves, really. I mean, look at Maguire for 80 million.
That's another deal. When Leicester quoted that 80 million, he thought Man U were never going to pay that, and then I think they were surprised when Man U actually paid 80 million for him. He's not worth an 80 million player, to be honest. I mean,
we're just getting stupid on prices.
Yeah, I mean, you see, Pogba quotes when he's being linked back with moves away from Man United for 100 million. I said he's just not worth it. I think he's extremely overrated player. I said this to my dad. I said I just think he's an extremely overrated player, Paul Pogba, and he agrees with me. There's not much he agrees with me on, but he agrees with me on that. But he's a bit like a Jesse Lingard when he was at Man United. Liked his image too much, his social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
But credit to Jesse Lingard, he's putting in the performance of West Ham. I think he's wanting to let his football do the talking. When he's out on loan, and he's performed brilliantly. That's why the riding high in fourth, I think now. So that's the benefit of the loan system, to try and get players out playing football, isn't it? It's benefit the mental health and the football career. Like we got with Joe Willock, he wasn't playing at Arsenal, but he's playing in the poor Newcastle side, which he's probably one of the best players in the team. When our best players are out, our Miggies, our St. Max's, our Wilsons, stuff like that.
You've got also Ryan Fraser in there. His attitude's not brilliant. We all know this, but he is a canny player. We've seen.
He's never really had to win the games to get in, though, has he, Ryan Fraser?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think Bruce liked playing Fraser and Maximan together.
Oh. you wonder why, because you have Fraser on the right, Maxi on the left, you have Miggy, however, Wilson. That's a partnership that will score you goals. Maxi running down the left, crossing balls in. Fraser down the right, crossing balls in. Miggy in the middle. Wilson in the middle, getting on the end of balls, through balls a lot. We caused the team so many problems with that sort of formation. If we just pluck up the guts and played Maxi and Fraser and the team together, and then he said, I've not had the opportunity to play them together. Well, he takes one off and puts the other on, so he just contradicting himself all the time, isn't he?
He's just a liar, born liar, and that's how he gets through his management career, just telling lies.
I know, it's us Newcastle fans already know what he is. I mean, he's never been wanted since he was brought into the club. I think he's about the 11th choice manager. You can see why. We all thought when he was going to get brought in, said, oh no, not him. He'll take us down. And like I said, I think I was saying to you last night, when he first came, he had all that luck, winning games where he shouldn't have been, winning games, picking up points where he shouldn't have been. But now I think he's luck's run out big time now, I think, with all this Matt Ritchie palaver going on, throwing players under the bus, criticising them. I think it's going to head in one way, and that's with him out the door. I think that's the best. That's the best all round. If they get rid of him, put Jones in the end of the season, I reckon the players will be galvanised. They'll want to play for Jones because he's the one he's threw his arm round most of them lads in that squad and told them they're good enough. Whereas you wouldn't get that with Bruce. He'd rather just stand on the sideline with his hands in his pockets, hoping something will happen. And that's not the way to do it when you're in a relegation fight.
No. I just thought of a question then, and it's gone out my head. The fact that, you know, if we showed a bit of nous, a bit of attacking intent, we have got players there. You're right, and we just need that someone to push them now. You know, let's, like you said, galvanise the team. Let's not get them down. Let's not be squabbling together.
No, I mean, we all need to be like a united unit. That's why we are united. But at the moment, it's not. We need to, like I say, I guess use it again, galvanise the team, get everybody singing from the same hymn sheet, not singling players out. Because it can create cliques in the team. Well, I think I'm better than him. He thinks I'm better than me. And all this, you don't. It should be a level playing field. You're there as a team. That's why you play in the Premier League. You're there as a team. You do everything as a team. That performance against Southampton, that was absolutely brilliant. Down to 9 men, the way the team come together to stop Southampton even getting a third goal and even going on to win it. That was the sort of performance you need when you're in sort of this relegation fight. It's just what you need.
Well, if Bruce was like 11th, 12th choice, I'd hate to see what the rest of the list look like.
I know, it's you wonder who was on the list for him to go down that far. I wouldn't have to guess it was on the list.
Yeah.
If he's been 11th choice, which I think he was, the 11th choice manager, it's obviously taken a lot of probably good managers to turn it down, for him to even go that far. For him to say, I was the first name on the list. No, he wasn't. He can keep telling himself stuff that will make him happy, but it doesn't make us happy. Living his own little fantasy world. He's been getting fan mail, he's been getting this, he's been getting that, he's been getting fan mail from fans saying he's doing a good job. That's all. You know what? He hadn't been getting that. Nobody in their right mind would send him fan mail. He just deluded clown and he deserves to get out of the club.
I mean, we did speak to, you know, the likes of Arteta, but I think there was only one job for him, and that was at Arsenal.
Yeah, he's done a alright job. But Arteta at Arsenal, I mean, they had bad patches. Every team has bad patches. But he's like a young up-and-coming manager, like a Frank Lampard was at Chelsea when he got sacked. Which I think that was a bit hasty as well. You're trying to bed in a team with £200 million players, brilliant players. But like I say, with that Arteta, he was like up-and-coming. I wouldn't have minded him at all. Give him the time, give him some money, see what players he would have brought in to the club. But like say, probably his heart set was on the Arsenal job, and that's why he didn't take the Newcastle job. But there's so many up and coming managers out there. Why not go for them? Like I know Henry was probably in the picture back then. But why somebody go for Thierry Henry? I mean, he's left his current job in America. He looks a good coach, young coach. There's so many out there. Why didn't we take a chance on one of them to try and build a project?
That's the way that Benitez saw us, wasn't it? It was just like a really good project to get into, to get stuck into. Why they let him go, let him leave? I mean, I honestly think he got fed up with Mike Ashley, unfortunately. But he's someone that really should have pulled out all the stops to keep hold of him.
Yeah, I mean, he was loved at Newcastle. I mean, for what he did for the team, for the club. He was, even when he was pictured out and about Newcastle in the wet, going to different places in the wet. Newcastle's Angel of the North, where he stood in front of the Angel of the North, smiling and visiting different landmarks of Newcastle and stuff like that, with him just getting about the area and getting to know the area. That's what you want in a manager. That's why we loved them. Even when relegation confirmed, and we beat Spurs 5-1 at the end of the season, absolutely jam-packed that stadium out. Just chanting his name for a full 90 minutes, trying to convince him to stay. I'm sure he felt the love of that, and that's why he stopped with the team. And he'd probably been still here if there was a different owner. They give him some money to improve the team how he wants, because he'll have the contacts all over the world. It was just, you could tell the relationship between him and Ashley was breaking down. He was not giving them making empty promises. He was going to get money, he wasn't. He was going to have to make do. That was just the beginning of the end. And when I seen his contract was up and it was going to go at the end of it, I said, well, that's it. We've had it. We're not going to get any better than what we've had. And it really upset me when he did leave to go to China. I think we said, what's he gone there for the money? I lost a little bit of respect for him when he did go to China. I think he's just going there for the payday. He thought he could do a project there with Dalian, but since his corona hit and he's back in the UK, he's looking at a new job. I was just thinking he's waiting for the right opportunity, and he'd probably come back to Newcastle in a heartbeat, just not under Ashley.
He's someone that we could do with at the moment. Someone who's steady hand, someone who's going to actually get these players going and give them the boost that they need. Yeah, I mean,
with Rafa, you wouldn't see him singling players out, would you? It would always be laid the blame with himself. It's probably not his fault. Obviously, the message hadn't got across to his players, and we were either drawn into something like that. He'd blame himself. That's the kind of manager he is. He wouldn't level criticism with his players, because it's a team game, and they'll get the best out of them the next game with different tactics. You see that video that was going around on social media with him, with his hand gestures coming in, coming out, with these hand gestures all over the place. He was very animated on the touchline. You just don't say that with Bruce. The only good thing he's done for that club, Mike Ashley, is bring Rafa in. And from the same leave at the end of that 3-year stint, it was a sad day indeed for us Newcastle fans.
We've had some good managers. We've let go of quite a few, unfortunately. Looking at Houghton as well. Houghton was hard done by.
Yeah, I mean, that was another one.
Yeah.
It was for him to get sacked when the team were 11th spot doing well. no threat of relegation, blitzing most times when you come straight back up. I think we were the highest scorers at home, something like that. In so many games, I think we'd scored 30 goals at home. And we were blitzing teams 5-0, 4-1s, 3-1s, 4-1s, and stuff like that. That's the sort of football we want. Everybody loved Chris Houghton. I think he's a great man. And he got absolutely shafted by Ashley as well. I mean, even the late great Glenn Roder, when he was a Newcastle manager, he did wonders at that time. And then doesn't go right, and he gets shown the door. It just, I can't understand why he's yeah, I just can't understand why he's being kept on in a job, to be honest. He's just 2 wins in 17 games. That's just like that. That's just relegation form, isn't it? It's just not on at all. You manager like that who had a run like that would have been gone weeks ago. Absolutely.
Any other team?
Yeah, any other team they would have gone weeks ago. But it's just not under Ashley. It's not going to happen. Even if we lose to West Brom or something like that, he's still on pull the trigger. I can't say it somehow. If God help we lose, I don't want us to lose against West Brom. I want us to win. Not to prolong him in a job, just for the safety of the club, to get them safe. I mean, I can't even stand listening to his press conferences anymore. It just infuriates me. I just can't listen to him. Usually I didn't mind listening to Rafa, Chris Houghton, like after match interviews, pre-match interviews, but I just kind of stand listening to him. I end up shouting at me TV, telling him to do one and get out the club and all sorts, and prick and all the nasty words.
Smashing my TV. I just don't want to see him.
I don't. He's just a parasite. He's a bit like Ashley. He's the absolute parasite and sucking the life out of the club. And he feels good about himself being the manager, knowing he's got all this to deal with. Having to go at journalists for asking a simple question. Why is he smiling with Ollie? And he basically bites the journalists' heads off. I'm looking forward to see what tomorrow brings. I won't listen to his press comments. I'll just say what's being said on Twitter as I usually do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, normally you find a video or two on there so you can hear, the main bits. But I just don't bother. I don't sit there in front of Sky Sports waiting with bated breath for him at all. I mean, every time I see his face now, I just want to punch the screen. I might manage to straighten up his nose.
Yeah. I'm sure if he lined up against the wall and every Newcastle fan in the entire country would punch him, I'm sure his nose will go straight eventually.
At some point.
How he got his how he got his coaching badges, I'll never know. He's never been a manager. He should probably just.
It's all outdated now. Whatever he's learned during his coaching, it's all outdated now. There's new things in football.
Yeah, I mean, after new things you say in football, he probably hasn't even heard of, like gegenpress. He's probably never even heard of that. He's just such a dinosaur.
He's never heard of training either.
5 at the back. Regimented with 5 at the back. Think that gets you wins, that gets you points, that gets you goals, and it doesn't. Just brings you the team onto you all the time, and it's
like at one point, everyone used to play the 4-4-2 formation, the flat back four, the flat midfield with the 2 up front.
Yeah.
No team does that now, really. No team.
I say Spurs have just scored.
Well, I wasn't looking. Who scored?
I don't know. My mum just texted me. Okay, oh my God. getting big goal. I don't know who's got it actually.
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli. Come on, Spurs.
After 19
There's a few
minutes.
more out to do.
Yeah. I
Few more.
I don't see Fulham picking up many points now.
I don't. I mean, their next few games have got, like I said, they've got Tottenham tonight, they've got Liverpool, they've got Man City. They've got most of the top 6 to play at home and away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I'm getting much out of it anyway. People saying, oh, they'll pick up 2 or 3 wins here. I said, well, where'd you get that from? Because I don't say that at all. You know, it's just... I just think because of the situation Newcastle's in, you would say that. It would nice to be...
I think by the time we come round on the final day of the season, I think Fulham be gone.
Yeah, I think they will. We just need to keep our try and get our wins. We'll probably have Callum Wilson back by the early April, which is going to be a big boost. And then with Maxi and Almiron back, you think we'll stand a chance, even if that clown is still in charge. We'll stand a chance. I think the only thing stopping Bruce getting sacked is because the way Fulham are thinking Fulham won't pick up any more points. They'll pick up very few points in their games they've got left. I think that's probably the only reason why he's being kept in a job, to be honest. Just the way Fulham are performing. If Fulham were winning games every week in relegation zone, I think they'd pull a trigger right there.
Mm. I mean, tonight also you got West Brom playing Everton. I've just noticed, if Everton win that as well, look, that's going to only put a further nail in West Brom's coffin.
Yeah, man, I've just been on the stream with Kevin, a West Brom fan. I mean, I think he sounds confident that they might. He said they'll beat Newcastle 2-1 on Sunday. I think he's been a bit optimistic there, I think.
Well, I said a draw. I think we might get a point out of it.
Me and Kev both said a 1-0 win. Just an own goal or something like that. In the second half, something like that, own goal. Early on in the second half, when we just sit back and defend it and get the win that way. And I'm not going for anything extravagant, but just a scrappy 1-0 win would do me. Wouldn't care about the performance or anything like that. Just as long as we get a goal and we win the game, that's all bothers me.
Yeah, honestly, I think the bottom 3, the way they are, is the ones that are going down. I don't see Sheffield United getting out of it now either.
No, I think they've left it too late. They've been gone already since you went on that bad run before they beat Newcastle. You were never getting out of it. All them losing games they lost, it's always unlikely that they would get out of it. West Brom's the same. They've left it a little too late. So I always said them two is gone. It's just between who's going to join them in the Championship. And like I said, with Fulham, yes, they may score goals. So they may pick up points, but they can't score goals. I think they've only scored 2 goals in probably the last 3 games. And they should have beat Crystal Palace last week convincingly. And he didn't. I think that would have been 2 points drop for them as much as 2 points drop for us against Wolves. It's, like you say, it's with it's like also I was given a prediction to say what do you think will happen. I said the 3 that's there now will go down for me. I said that's me with biased head on. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, because the owner who's from Saudi Arabia as well, I think he come out himself and says, we're fully expecting to go down, but it's up to them to regroup and come back stronger, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean... they're
not a bad team.
No, they aren't a bad team. I think they've got some great players. At number one Geisha, he's a good player. That Anthony Robinson, he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just seem to sign such crap. I mean, that Josh Madger, he's not bad. But why wait? Lookman, he's not bad either. But why wait? Why get a good, decent team in? Because, you know, Fulham, this is their, probably, they've been up, they've been down. This is their, probably, twice they've been up in 3 seasons, something like that, I don't know. But, they haven't learned from the past mistakes. I mean, I don't think they should have really come up last year. I think Brentford deserved to come up the way they were playing, and they were just very unlucky in the playoff final. I don't think Fulham deserved it. But Fulham, with all the players they have, you can't seem to put a run of results together to get them up the table and start playing some decent football, because they've got good players, there's no doubt about it. But like you say, it's hitting the back of the net, isn't it? That's the main aim, is to hit the back of the net.
It's like goals win games, apparently.
That's the way it is, apparently. I mean, we don't know much about that.
We're just a small club in the north. We don't know things like that.
No. It's Sir Alex Ferguson says we're weak club in the north. Nobody wants to come up here. You know that Gareth Southgate when he chose his England team, and we have the likes of Hayden, Lascelles, even Shelby when he was good, wanting to get them to get in the England team and they're getting nowhere near it. Said the North doesn't go past Manchester for him. He's very rarely in the North East watching games just to check on potential new England players like a Hayden. Now, I think I would absolutely deserve a spot. He's even talking he might play for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's able to play for Jamaica, and he probably be at the World Cup. So he might as well go with somebody who we can play regular with than waste his time with a national team that's not going to even bother with him.
Yeah, I mean, at one point we were all shouting for Sean Longstaff to get a look at, with England, but never came along.
No, I mean, that's another Steve Bruce failing, not nurturing that talent in Sean Longstaff. I mean, when he first broke into the team against Liverpool, I know we were 4-0 down by then, it didn't mean much. But he did well, and that's why he got him his few starts in the Premier League. And he had a very good season, like steady seasons after that. And it's only this season, since he's been in the team, I've never seen him play so badly. I mean, you think he's got half an hour on the ball when he hasn't. He's getting the ball robbed off him. He's playing silly passes that he shouldn't do. He's going backwards. I just think the form's really dropped off with Sean, and he's got to put it down to Steve Bruce, who's wrecked his career, and he's also wrecked his brother's career as well, in Matty.
Yeah. I mean, recently I've found that the only signings we've had around the squad it's just been cheap, cheerful, and sticking plasters like just something to stick over the cracks. And unfortunately, you can't do that. I mean, you look at Fulham as well. How many loan players are in that squad at the moment, and their most expensive player is on the bench?
Yeah, I mean, I think their expensive player is Mitrovic, isn't it? Did they buy Mitrovic?
No, they signed another guy, didn't they? I can't remember his name, but I think they signed for something like 17 or 18 million, but he hardly ever plays.
Wow. I didn't know that. I don't like follow with Fulham transfers or anything like that, but with the money they spend,
he sticks with all the loan players. I think there was in one game he had 8 loan players on the field.
That's a lot in wages to parent clubs, isn't it? I mean, that's all Fulham saying, they bring in loan players, loan this, loan that. But you want good regular players you're going to buy and you're going to persist with. I mean, you look at Lookman. I think he's a good. Was a good loan deal. He's performed well, but even Newcastle looked at him, didn't he, and couldn't get it over the line. That famous phrase. Wouldn't have minded Ademola Lookman. I think he's a good little player. Did well at Everton. For Red Bull Leipzig to buy him, like you said, with the amount of teams can't gel when you have that many loan players in the team. Really, you know they probably won't be there the next season after that. You should concentrate on getting less loan players and more players you want to buy and put in the team every week.
It's just everyone goes for. I mean, okay, at the moment, every club is struggling financially, so of course they are going to lean on free transfers and loans. But there's a limit that really you should stand by and say, well, no, because you're going to lose them players at the end of the season, and then you're just going to have to stick another plaster on over it.
Well, that's it. It's not solving the problem. It's just like you said, putting a plaster over it. It may helps solve one issue, but you have other issues at the other end. I mean, you look with Newcastle, we haven't had even we loaned one player in. The rest are like being bought, haven't they? I mean, yeah, we tend to loan players in that generally have good seasons, and then look at buying them in the summer on permanent deals. I mean, I know Joe Willock's just like an Arsenal youngster, but I think we've got the option to get him on a season-long loan at the end of his current loan, which I think would be beneficial for the lad. I mean, if we stay in the league, that is. But I think he's a good player, Joe Willock. I mean, I would have minded Hamza Chowdhury as well, just that bit of bite in midfield, but I'm more pleased with Joe Willock than I am with Hamza Chowdhury, who we're linked with, but could have done with another striker, knowing Callum Wilson's our main man, and he didn't go out and try and get a worthwhile replacement, trying to stick with Dwight Gale, Joe Linton, Andy Carroll up front. I mean, it's our worst case scenario now with Wilson out. Who are you going to put up front? Now it's either going to be Andy Carroll, long ball football, Joe Linton, who doesn't do much, doesn't close down, doesn't press the ball, or Dwight Gale, who's lazy half the time in the team. It's a dilemma, but that's the way we are at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Just going to leave it there for the moment. I'm going to take another quick recess. Thanks for coming on. Do you want to give your channel a shout?
Yeah, I've got Geordie Talk on YouTube, so it's on. I've done a new video today, so pop along to YouTube and search Geordie Talk, and it's on there. And subscribe if you like.
If you like, well, you will subscribe, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on.
See ya. All right, see ya.
Cheers. Yes, sorry, guys. I know I'm jumping in and out. I'm just, I'm absolutely shattered. They come back in about half an hour, if that's okay. I'm sorry to screw around with you, but yeah, if you look at me at the moment, I'm just ready for bed. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you very much.
To welcome my guest tonight, Mr. Warren Barton. How are you, Warren?
I'm very well, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Very much thanks for coming on tonight.
Absolute
much
pleasure.
Appreciated.
Yeah. I heard you're doing a marathon, my friend. I heard you're doing a marathon, so well done.
Yeah, I've done 6 hours so far.
Oh, that ain't a marathon. That's a sprint. That's a walk in the park. So we'll see how
Another 6 hours to go.
Oh, good man, good man. You better get plenty of coffee inside you. But good to speak to you anyway.
Plenty. I mean, as I said, I'm doing it for the food bank. What I'm trying to do is raise £150. I wasn't asking a lot because obviously other people are struggling as well. Not everyone can give, but if anyone can give, just a small part of maybe your pocket change, please do. My link is in my pinned tweet and also on my description on my stream on YouTube. Just want to start there. Your time at Wimbledon, Warren, with the Crazy Gang, that they were lovingly known as the Crazy Gang. How was your time there? And, how much did you enjoy playing with the players you played with?
Oh, it's magnificent. I'd spent time playing non-league and lower league football with Maidstone. And at a young age, being told you're too small, you're not going to make it. And then getting into the Premier League or Division 1 at the time with Wimbledon was probably the ideal team. There was very much that togetherness. We stick together, we fight together, we play together, we win, lose or draw together. And to play with the likes of someone like a Vinnie Jones or John Fashion, who are big characters, big personalities. But we had some obviously very good players as well. People like Keith Curl, Terry Phelan that played at international level. People like John Scales went off to Liverpool, Dean Holsworth, Robbie Earl played in the World Cup for Jamaica. So, there was surrounded with some good players, but good people as well. And it's a good learning ground for me to come out of the lower leagues and play for a team like Wimbledon. And when we was there, finishing in the top 10 every season was for Wimbledon was a good opportunity. And then it gave you the opportunity to be looked at international level and obviously bigger clubs that come along. But it was great. I mean, the Crazy Gang, you've heard a lot about the tests that they give you and, see if you bite back by burning your clothes, slashing your tyres. It's all true, and that was part of it. Whether you was John Hartson that come for a record fee from West Ham and come
Everyone, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just put the Fulham and Spurs game on. See how that pans out. I really need a barber for my head. Just chop it about there. Fulham on the middle of the park. On the attack. Oh, should that have been a free kick? There's a free kick. He's a good player, that Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I would like Newcastle have put a bid in for him. But I think his wages were quite high coming from Chelsea. Free kick on the left-hand side. Lookman standing over it. Does anyone think that Fulham are going to get out of this, or are we going to sucked into it? Leave a comment. Ball goes in. Oh, what a save there. He was heading for the top corner, top right-hand corner. Loris pulled off an excellent save. Oof, what a save there. Is Loris a good keeper? He's had his criticism recently. Corner to Fulham. On the right hand side, ball comes in. It's headed. Oh, good save again by Lloris. Almost made amends to Hussein on his own goal, apparently. I didn't see the first goal, but he almost made amends there if it was his own goal. Ball knocked forward, back with Fulham. Just left of the centre circle. Middle of the field, ball goes out right. Ball in. Oh, I might have just needed a toe on there. Ball goes in again from the left. And it's cleared by Spurs. Thrown to Fulham. On the right hand side. Not far from the corner flag. Fulham actually look really good. Not really watched Fulham much this season. Yeah, they just mentioned that Newcastle and Fulham last game of the season. What do you think that score will be, or do you think both teams will have the flip-flops on? Spurs looking tight, compact at the moment, passing the ball around quite nicely. He's another player I'd like to see at Newcastle would be Son. I don't think he gets applauded, as many plaudits as Kane gets, to be honest with you. But I think Son is possibly a better player than Kane. Bit more of an all-round player. But the way I think about Kane, he's a dirty player as well. When he does his hunch up against the players and makes it out that they've fouled him. Long ball, Lookman. Oof. Important touch there by Spurs to get the ball away. Do Spurs look better under Mourinho, do you think, or do you think they've gone backwards? I thought they looked very good during Pochettino, when Pochettino was there. Oh, wrong ball. Come on, Spurs. Is Gareth Bale starting tonight? I didn't see. I've not looked. Son on the left, no, been dispossessed. It's gone out. Fulham have it back. Ball into the left hand side.
Taking over the
It's gone
guys'
out.
roles in the TV and run commentary.
No, I can't comment. I'm just giving people, whoever's watching,
Bit of highlight.
bit of highlights.
Got you back.
Come on. No, I don't think Bale's on the field, is he? He's a good player, that Lamina as well. I like Lamina. Fulham got some good players. They've brought in a bit of quality on loan. The only problem is we're bringing players on loan. You've then got to renegotiate at the end of the season, haven't you? It's just sticky plasters. Now they're playing for themselves or for the club, really. Loftus-Cheek out to the right. With Cavallero. Lookman trying to get the shot away, blocked. Back out to Reed, ball in. Yeah, came to nothing. Loris picks it up nicely. Spurs only had 1 in 13, did they see? Or 13 away. Clean sheets. It's just strange because Mourinho's normally quite apt at, keeping teams tight. The Spurs need a bit of a refresh, maybe. Are they going to sign Bale at the end of the season? He's only there on loan, isn't he? I know he is on the field. Sorry, I only tuned in for the second half, so I didn't see who was starting. Bale with a free kick. About what's 30 yards out? Wasted. He tried to strike for goal. What a waste that was. Yeah, the PT pundit has just said, sorry for that, if you heard any bad language there in this empty stadium. Lovely ball back in. Oh. He's not a bad keeper, that Areolas. From PSG, isn't he? Spurs, but you're playing up there. Lamina on the attack. Oh, it's through. Oof. Last ditch tackle. And Davison Sanchez just got his foot in. Ongisa could be coming on soon. Lookman on the ball, into the box. Oh, Loftus-Cheek over the bar. Poor finish. Poor finish that was. Almost had all the goal to shoot at, really. Just snapped at it, went over the bar. Mitrovic looking like he's coming on. How long before he gets a yellow card?
15 seconds.
Oh, on the attack, Fulham. And, another good save by Lloris. At the moment, Fulham look like, nicking a goal here. Oh, Josh Maja. 1-1. Of course it would be Maja, wouldn't it? Spurs haven't looked good, to be honest with you. Oh. Good goal by Maja there. Low to the keeper's right. Oh, they're looking at a possible handball. Against the arm of Lamina. Oh, it's been given. It's not been given. It's been disallowed. Handball. What I saw, the ball went towards him and Lamina turned. Is that a bad decision there by VAR? Loftus-Cheek off, Anguissa on. Bit of a tactical change there by Scott Parker, maybe. Oh, I'm not sure that should be disallowed. It was just booted straight at him. There's not a lot he could do about it. If you're going to disallow goals by the ball being kicked onto your arm, then where were we at?
Somebody's not really dead.
All the laws and their various interpretations. The other players feel like that, but under the interpretations as they stand, no doubt about it, as Peter Walton explained, that had to be disallowed. He's got to give Holland some encouragement. They've been excellent in the second half. They've come out and
Somebody's not really dead.
shooting the ball so much, and they're creating chances.
He's dead. Steve said he's dead.
Good ball there, out to the left. Oh, maybe a heavy touch. Yeah, goal kick. Throw kick to the Spurs. Oh, they've actually given a corner kick. Corner from the left-hand side. Well, Mitrovic was coming on, but I don't think he is now. After Madger scored. Oof. Another corner. Ball in. Headed away by Spurs. Oh, Fulham got it back. Anguissa. Anderson. Headed away by Bale. Double change by Spurs. Dele Alli going off. Sissoko coming on. And Gareth Bale going off. For Lucas. Lucas Moura. Good play. Seven attempts by Spurs, 1 on target. 9 attempts by Fulham, 3 on target. I think Fulham could still grab a point in this game. Mm-hmm. Oh, is that another foul? Oh, yeah. Free kick. Yeah, just inside the Spurs half on the left. Free kick. Fulham bring it forward. Yeah, bad ball. Oh. Thrown to Fulham into the centre circle. Ball being driven forward. It's popped out to the wing. Come on, Spurs, what are you playing at? Oh, good ball in the box. Oh. Offside was given. I'm sure that we were looking at Josh Madger at one point. Oh, it's Everton 1, West Brom 0. Richarlison. Good result for Newcastle if that stays like that. If both these games stay like this, good result. Cavallero coming off. Mitrovic come on. Oh, ball in the box. Oof. Spurs are just not getting out their half at the moment. It's relentless by Fulham here. Ball in. Cleared. Fulham still have it. It's back to the central defender at the back. Ball out onto the wing. Ball in the box. Sissoko clearing the ball. It's unheard of. Ball in the box again. Josh Maja. Oh, good sweeping ball in. Can they do something with it? Oh, blocked by Doherty. Ball in the box again. Mitrovic on a run of 20 games without a goal. It's Championship his level. Can he make it anywhere in the Premier League at the moment? Oh, can Spurs break away here? No. It's all the way back to the keeper, to Arios. If we get no takeover, we could have signed Bell. Would he have been a bad signing? Looking at his plight with Spurs. He's hardly getting a game. He's not really scoring goals, which you would expect Gareth Bale to do. Oh, Ben Davis back to Lloris. Josh Madge is looking good for Fulham. Spurs just can't keep over the ball at the moment. The last 5 minutes, Fulham have had 88% of the ball. That says it all, really, doesn't it? I'm going to bring on Eric Lamela. He's a player I like as well. Hardly gets time at Spurs at all. Anyone think Lamela deserves to be in the starting 11? I think he's an excellent player. But is he being kept up by good players also? If it's Ndombele coming off, Lamela coming on. Is he starting to show his class now for Spurs? Robertson coming off. Brian coming on for Fulham. Where did Anthony Robson come from? Was it from Birmingham? No, it wasn't. It was Wigan, wasn't it? The sign from Wigan. So he was supposed to be signed by AC Milan or something, wasn't he? That was a strange transfer rumour, wasn't it? Is he a good player? Get in the comments. Anthony Robinson. Burnley and Arsenal. Saturday 11:30 on BT Sport. Chelsea Everton on BT Sport as well, Monday. Should be a good game, actually. Chelsea Everton. It's the 76th minute. Good, so. Spurs just can't keep hold of the ball here. Oh. Come on, Lamella. I think another goal here is needed by Spurs. Otherwise, Fulham will hit them by the looks of this.
Chelsea quite work out that move for one reason or another.
Could anyone see Harry Kane leaving the Premier League to go abroad? Who is this Anderson that's in the Fulham team? Never heard of him before. Seems a tidy little player as well.
Safety position. But it's defending they need to do here now because
Does anyone have any memories of Craven Cottage?
still a depressing sight, isn't it? All those empty seats at the Hammersmith end of the ground. Get used to it.
Corner by Spurs, some taken. Quite poor, really. Thrown to Spurs, right hand side.
Just checking something here at VAR, whether there was anything amiss as that ball came across, and that check is complete and over with. We were just told to hold up the play.
Looking on this performance, Fulham, should be a bit higher in the table, I think. I hope not by the end of the season. I hope they stay where they are. Go on, Lamella! Go on! Oh. Kane almost got on the end of it. Thrown to Fulham, right hand side. The centre circle, Anguissa. Brian mops it up. Back to Areolas. Spurs are just getting cut through here. Doesn't seem to be anything in the Spurs team at the moment. Ball in. Cleared. Ball in again. Oh, it's hit. It's cleared again. Lamina with the ball out onto the wing. Ongisa, this fella's everywhere. Ball out. Score kick. Less than 10 minutes to go.
Only 10 minutes for Fulham to do something about this.
If these two results stay the same, or these two score lines, big good thing for Newcastle.
Next week, 7:30 ESPN HD in the last 16 of the Europa League.
Spurs and Dynamo Zagreb in Europa League.
Luka Modric's old club, wasn't it?
Yeah. Luka Modric, he used to play for Dynamo Zagreb, didn't he? It's just been announced on BT Sport there. Another player we tried to sign, Modric. Until someone told that Kevin Keegan that he was too short and would never make it as a footballer. Look at where he went, Real Madrid. Play for his country, Real Madrid. Could have done with him, really. Come on, Spurs. Sort yourselves out. Son on the ball. Go on, son. Sissoko. Oh! Great save there by the Fulham goalkeeper. Kane threaded through. 1-on-1. What a save. Yeah, stuck that away, would have been game over, but wouldn't have seen Fulham scoring 2 goals. But they need to make sure of this game and not be so bad in the passing at the moment as well, Spurs. Pull back for a free kick.
I'm still confused.
The Spurs fans still want Mourinho as their manager. I've seen a lot of Spurs fans say on Twitter, that they don't want Mourinho at their club.
Lots of confidence, didn't he? He missed a penalty at Sheffield United. He missed another one, a big one for Serbia against Scotland as well. And was that hit him a bit? Fulham changed style a bit.
Fulham on the attack again. This is relentless by Fulham. To be honest with you, looking at them at the moment, if they haven't gone down, by the time we meet them, I'll be pretty worried. Ongisa on the ball in the box. Threaded across, and Lloris has picked it up. I think I may have missed a good game so far. As now, it's still Everton 1-0. There's another club that's going to struggle to stay up, I think. West Brom. The Boing Boing Baggies.
Last week, the Spurs, if they were to hold on and get all 3 points here.
How I can. What is that? Jesus Christ, this Spurs team is suicidal. Right, play the ball.
Shoot the ball.
Right, go on. Out wide, Sissoko on the ball. Kane to Lamella. And Lamella's been dispossessed. And Fulham get it away. Moura won the ball back and give it away. Mitrovic on the ball in the box. Oh! It was almost an own goal there by the Spurs defence. If you're watching along with me, wow.
I'm sorry, you were doing the splits.
I think his heart was in his throat at that moment.
Can you imagine a footballer doing the splits out there?
Possibly his arse was in his throat at that moment.
A 1, a 2, and split. And split.
Corner taken and Rice picks it up easily. What's the 8 o'clock kickoff? Spurs back in the attack with Kane on the left. It's over to the corner flag and put out. Now the 89th minute. Oh, slipped by Sanchez. Flag was up against Lookman. It's going to be 4 added minutes. I was hoping to get a goal in this game. Well, I have, but it was given because of a handball. Spurs are being so wasteful at the moment on the passes. Well, Moura. Should he not get a free kick? Whoa! Tackle's flying in here. It's gone out for a Spurs throw-in. Wouldn't surprise me if this comes backwards. minutes to seal the game for Spurs. Fulham to get a goal. So just whack it away, son. Fulham is so quick.
From his teammates there, pressure put on the ball, which has meant that Tottenham Hotspur just bide their time a little here. That's what they've had to do.
Throwing for Spurs. It's going out again. Throwing to Fulham. Another throw into Fulham. Oh, Spurs on the attack. Kane on the ball. Lamella. Oh, just slightly heavy from Lamella. Lamella driving into the box. And Fulham get it and clear it. They really should have done better there on that attack, to be honest with you. Fulham driving forward again. Oof, thrown to Fulham on the right hand side. It's going to be launched in. He's taking a big step back. It's cleared by Alderweireld. Lamina. And it's been cleared by Son. Fulham are just relentless here. Ball in the box. Son clears it out for a throw-in. Right hand side. Near the official. Long ball in again. Kane brings it out for Spurs. We're into Fulham's half. And Kane's just falling over, holding his ankle. I think Højbjerg Brian got a yellow card, I think. It's not much of the run into the 4 minutes now. And that is full time. Spurs 1-0. See how we're going on the Everton game. Oh, there we go. Everton finished 1-0 also. So that's a good result for Newcastle's standing in the league. Just needs, a point here and there now, really. We need to be winning games. We need to be picking up points. We've got a couple of winnable games coming up. So, why not, make sure we're getting that point. A point in the bag is better than out. Oh, good goal there by Richarlison. Stick it in. Bump. Good goal there.
What was the Jamie Redknapp?
Jamie Redknapp on Sky Sports, really.
I like the Redknapp.
It's even better. It's Ashley Cole. Well, yeah, after today's result, or the two results for today, who's the later game? I'm not sure. I think it's Chelsea, is it? Chelsea, Liverpool, 8:15. It's not a game that means anything to us. We're nowhere near Liverpool and Chelsea, so yeah. I still say that the two results there do us a world of good. Hopefully pick up 3 points on Sunday. We're away. That gives us 6 point cushion. Just a 1-0 win. That's all we need. 6 point cushion. Pick up the point here and there. Job done. So yeah, it's just to keep you abreast on the results at the moment. What do you guys think? Good result for us today.
And facing a fight for league survival. Leighton Orient marked Joby McAnuff's first game as interim manager with a 1-0 victory against rock bottom Grimsby, who suffered their 18th defeat of the season. Daniel Happ's tied up the opening goal 20 minutes in, his second of the season.
I should be having a beer by now, shouldn't I?
Had the chance for a second after this smart transition from defence to attack. James Brophy put him on the play for Dan Kent, whose effort crashed off the bar.
I've got both my daughters here in absolute hysterics. I think we're laughing at the daft dad speaking to a computer screen.
Yeah. No. Yeah, totally. Stop us out running. Hi.
Yeah, look, just giggling at me,
Lightning wood.
Look at them, giggling at me.
We're not giggling at you, giggling.
Gaggling? That's a new one. We're gaggling now.
Gaggling. We're giggling with you, not gaggling.
So we'll have to prove that this. I mean, I've got Lily as a wife. I've got these two.
Excuse me, you were looking at us. These two
total idiots here.
Excuse me.
Laughing at them.
I'm surrounded by idiots. Except one. Who's the one?
Ah.
I definitely did.
Well,
definitely did our favourite.
I'm feeling the love here. Do you guys love me?
You were the button that made us.
You
were the button that made us.
Oh, this is what makes it much better.
After it's just been hugs. Woo! Make it a bigger foot. It's rainbow. Well, yeah, rainbow? I'm a rainbow. And I woo!
So yes, three points tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. On Sunday afternoon. We need it. Like I said, 6 point cushion will give us the impotence to maybe pull away now. Instead of worrying what's behind us, we need to be looking forward. We need to look into where we can get to from here.
You can't reach what's in front of you if you don't let go of what's behind you.
I think we can possibly reach. I think we can get the 40 points very easily, and possibly hit 15th, maybe 16th. I think 17th. We should not be looking at, because otherwise we are looking behind us if we're around 17th. 16th, 15th, we can look above us a bit more. So we'll keep an eye on the rest of the scores.
Hey.
Choose from hundreds of lots, such as prestige watches, designer footwear and handbags, diamond and gemstone jewelry, unique furniture, artwork and mirrors, sporting and film memorabilia, plus much more. Auction this Saturday, starting at 9 a.m, finishes at 5 p.m. Good luck.
Well, yeah, I did 12 till 5 today, or half 5. Then I was back at half 7. No, I was on till 4:30, and I was back at half 5. Then I took a slight recess and then came back a couple of hours ago. So I may have to cut this stream off for tonight. I'm bushed, so I'm going to have to make up the time tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have Lily on tomorrow as well, just to give me that extra break, because I'm shattered now, doing the whole day as well. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, about 12 o'clock, and hope to see you there. Thanks for everyone who's been supportive, and thanks to everyone who's been watching this. I know it's been a hard couple of days, and it's also been fun as well, and I've enjoyed interacting on comments and interacting with the people who have been on the show, especially with Warren Barton on as well. So thanks for watching. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye.